Elon Musk finally revealed SpaceX insane telescope. Elon Musk seizes opportunities with both hands, and the billionaire has now entered a new field: space telescopes. Is it time for SpaceX to begin searching the night sky for new worlds, galaxies, or perhaps life forms? Musk proposed in a tweet on July 7th that the spaceship rocket could be used to launch a large telescope with 10 times the resolution of NASA's Hubble Space Telescope. This is not a light matter. The Hubble Space Telescope is one of NASA's most well-known accomplishments, and it is still in use today. Musk must be convinced that the spacecraft will revolutionize astronomical observations because he has discussed it with the Nobel Prize-winning astronomer. Elon Musk's latest comments about changing the spaceship Starship rocket into a structure that would hold a giant telescope add to the Starship's growing list of chores once launched. The current objective of the Starship is to ferry astronauts to the moon, clean up any space rubbish or debris left behind, and help in the development of a human colony on Mars, but it's clear that this is just the beginning. Elon Musk has claimed numerous times that he wants to complete all of these goals with the spaceship by 2030. He also wants the spacecraft to be self-contained. What more could he want in a ship capable of transporting humans across worlds? It's anyone's guess whether any of these projects will succeed, but SpaceX is working around the clock to make this happen. There may be bumps in the road, such as few exploding Starship prototypes, but SpaceX is unflappable and never gives up. They only recently launched the first spaceship prototype, SN11. Unfortunately, it burst shortly before landing, but the company launched the Starship SN15 in May, which safely landed. All of these test launches are being carried out in preparation for the use of SpaceX's next-generation launch vehicle, Starship, as a multi-purpose spacecraft. To fulfill these goals, the aerospace industry intends to build a variety of spaceship kinds. Missions to Mars, for example, will demand a stainless steel spaceship capable of carrying up to 100 passengers and transporting 100 tons of goods to the Red Planet. Once on Mars, these starships may be adapted to construct Mars-based Alpha, the first living quarters for Martian colonists. Another variant of the spacecraft could be optimized for lunar access. It's no surprise that NASA just awarded SpaceX a contract to build a spaceship human landing system capable of transporting Artemis persons to the moon by 2024. Not to mention that SpaceX is developing a new Starship variant capable of transporting over 1,000 passengers at hypersonic speeds virtually anywhere on Earth in under an hour, and another variant will be geared toward deploying massive satellite constellations as well as collecting space debris from any planet it visits. Let's be real. When a Starship is ready for launch, it will be the world's most powerful rocket, with the largest cargo capacity of any commercial rocket currently in operation. It will almost definitely outperform the Hubble Space Telescope. The telescope will also be able to get up close and personal with both neighboring and distant worlds. Even the most advanced space observatories have never done anything like this. After all, because it will be housed by a spaceship, this telescope will be able to move in any direction at any moment. This upgraded Starship telescope will also be powerful enough to send a data beam back to SpaceX's mission control, allowing researchers to capture photos in real time. This is not, however, the only telescope in the works, nor is it the only one in which SpaceX is actively involved. NASA has just granted SpaceX another cargo contract for the building and launch of the Sphere-X Space Telescope. This telescope will sweep the entire sky for revolutionary observations over the period of 2 years. The new telescope will survey the sky in infrared light, allowing scientists to uncover astounding discoveries that would otherwise be imperceptible to the naked eye. According to sources, the total cost of launching Sphere-X will be over $98 million. It will be able to gather information on the Milky Way's 300 million galaxies and 100 million stars. There's also NASA's legendary James Webb Telescope, which is anticipated to arrive later this year thanks to its cutting-edge spectrophotometer. This massively expensive project will have 100 times the power of Hubble. It has been in development since 1996 with a target release date of 2007, but there have been various setbacks along the way. It was even possible that the project will be scrapped entirely. After all of these years, the budget plan is a staggering $10 billion. As a result, it will almost definitely cost more than the SpaceX telescope. The objective of the James Webb Space Telescope includes examining the first stars and galaxies that formed after the Big Bang. To put it another way, it will witness the limit of observable cosmos. Another of its goals is to investigate the origins of life. It doesn't get much more important than that. We'll have to wait and see what types of discoveries these telescopes produce. The news of a planned Starship telescope comes after NASA's aging Hubble Space Telescope was forced to shut down scientific activities in June due to a technical failure. The faulty software was attached to the telescope's payload computer. According to reports, the computer aboard the telescope ceased working on June 13th due to a failed memory module on the payload computer. The team then switched to one of several backup modules, allowing the computer to run for about 24 hours to determine if the problem had been repaired. The major duty of the Hubble Space Telescope's payload computer is to coordinate and control the scientific instruments aboard the spaceship. As soon as disruption occurred on June 13th, the main computer ceased receiving a keep alive signal, which is the routine connection between the payload and the main spacecraft computers to indicate that everything is running okay. The central computer then puts everything into safe mode. When NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center in Maryland was contacted, personnel at the control center attempted to restart the payload, but the problem persisted. The payload computer is, after all, a NASA standard spacecraft computer one system from the late 1980s. It was an important part of the Science Instrument Command and Data Management Module, which was replaced during the most recent astronaut servicing mission in 2009. The module includes multiple levels of redundancy that can be activated as needed to support the main system. Engineers at NASA's Operations Division, on the other hand, are continuing to run tests and collect further data on the system in an attempt to isolate the problem. Unfortunately, many attempts to activate the backup memory module failed altogether, forcing the team to restart from scratch to figure out what went wrong. The Hubble Space Telescope sign instruments will soon begin operation, and scientific data collection will restart. Despite its age and progressive degeneration, the NASA Space Hubble Telescope is one of the most recognized technologies of the 20th century. It has provided us with a great view into the vastness of space and all that it has to offer during the last 30 years. NASA even hopes Hubble will continue to operate for a few more years, making groundbreaking observations that will undoubtedly increase our knowledge and understanding of the universe. It first came out in 1990, and Hubble has recorded about 1.5 million observations of the universe, as well as over 30,000 research papers based on the data. One of its most renowned discoveries was that galaxies change over time. By monitoring the universe's rapid expansion, we were able to undertake the first atmospheric studies of worlds outside our solar system. What can future telescopes achieve if Hubble can do it all while being nearly 30 years old? With that, we've come to the end of the video. Clearly, the future of space telescopes is astronomically bright, and SpaceX's next adventure will only add to that brightness, but it's difficult to imagine them pulling it off anytime soon. Please share your thoughts on Musk's proposed Starship telescope in the comments section below. We are grateful that you have taken the time to watch this video and really hope that you liked it to the maximum. If you want to see more engaging material, make sure to subscribe to our channel and like this video.